Welcome to the Undisputed Podcast. I'm your host, Joy Taylor. On today's show, do the Cavs need to make drastic changes to win it all this season? Plus, Joe Klatt stops by to explain why he thinks the latest college football playoff rankings are laughable. And does Carson Wentz deserve to be the favorite to win MVP? Skip, Shannon, let's get to it. Let's start with LeBron. It's pretty obvious he loves social media. A day after he got into it with the Knicks on the court and then hit a clutch three-pointer that capped an amazing Cavs comeback, LeBron was still trolling New York. Yesterday, LeBron posted an image on Instagram of himself with the Knicks logo with the caption, "You're welcome, King of New York." LeBron followed that by retweeting this video from a fan. It shows LeBron as the Joker from Dark Knight, which LeBron found hilarious, apparently. And LeBron was also asked about Isaiah Thomas's eventual return to the Cavs and said, "It's been a while since I've had that clear-cut guy who can get guys involved but also score at the same time." A lot of people are viewing that quote as a shot at Kyrie.
Yeah. I know one of those people.
Skip, what's going on here?
Shannon Sharpe. This is, in all seriousness, I need you to explain this to me because I think your man is going off the rails. I think he is losing it. I think night after night after night, he's going farther and farther and farther over the edge, followed by morning after morning after morning, in which he is becoming the king of internet trolls. So let's get this straight. This is LeBron James in his 15th NBA season. He is widely proclaimed and viewed as the best player on the planet.
Do you view him as such?
I do not, but most people do, starting with you. Am I right about that?
Yes.
And recently, GQ crowned LeBron James as the greatest living athlete and featured LeBron James on its cover wearing a laurel wreath of gold. Okay? So this is the guy who then yesterday, not once but twice, trolled the lowly New York Knicks. He trolled them twice with an, "I'm the king of New York, I own New York."
Beautiful.
Beautiful, oh, beautiful. So I gave him that because we talked about that yesterday. Then I happened to run into Miss Joy Taylor as I was leaving yesterday, had a long meeting, and so this is later in the morning, and she pointed out that he did it again. He retweeted a little video clip. And by the way, I think you referred to this yesterday.
I did.
You did?
Yeah,
So
I did.
did you talk to LeBron somehow? Yeah. I mean, did you know this was coming? But it was the clip of the Batman sequence in which the Joker has just blown up what's a hospital in the movie, but it was supposed to be MSG, Madison Square Garden.
That is correct.
And LeBron's face is superimposed on the Joker's.
Yeah.
So he's tee-hee-heeing, what do you call it, kee-kee-keeing? That's what he's doing, right? Look at this. That's LeBron James. So I'm going to qualify that as a troll because he didn't make up the video himself. He didn't put it together, but he retweeted that because he was kee-kee-keeing wherever he was, at home or where, I guess he was back home by that
No,
point.
he was in Charlotte.
Oh, yeah, because they're going, that's right, they're still on the road. So I got to get this straight. The best player on the planet should be getting trolled. That's all he should ever be doing because this should be beneath him to take shot after shot at the lowly New York Knicks, a young team trying to rebuild in the wake of Phil Jackson. And I point out the fact that LeBron's team went in on Monday night as a 5-point favorite. And as you well know, they fell behind by 23 in the third quarter. They roared back, thanks in large part to, and mostly, to Kyle Korver's 19 fourth-quarter points, a career high for any quarter.
LeBron played any role in that?
He did. He played a role. But without 19 from Kyle Korver and 5 threes, I don't think you get it done. And you got it done by 3 points. So you didn't even cover the spread. And, of course, you neglected yesterday to point out that LeBron had 2 clinching free throws at the end of the game that he missed, except he LeBricked the second one so badly that the rebound was so long that he got the offensive rebound and the game was over. The Knicks could have had a shot to tie because he missed those 2 free throws.
We had took the life out of him, Skip.
But you got to help me out here.
Okay.
You're going to gloat over that? You're going to rub that in? You're going to rub the Knicks' noses in that? You're LeBron bleeping James. Seriously,
King.
I've never seen anything like the cheap attention grabs that LeBron keeps going for. And it's just, if this had just happened once or twice, I'd let it go. Shannon, it happens every day, every night. He is addicted to the attention that he could detonate, the hysteria that he can detonate, just by some weird Arthur meme that he tweets. Or was that Instagram? I think it was an Instagram. Yep. That's with the fist. Okay, what does it mean? What's he doing? Is it passive-aggressive? Well, yesterday he went to aggressive-aggressive. Yeah. So I'm seeing...
I told him to take out some of the ambiguity.
Oh, yeah.
I told him to take some of that out. Yeah, I told him to take some of that out so they know what you mean.
That just flat out in your face, New York. Yeah. He punched him right in the face.
Yeah.
So he seems to be more and more addicted to this, to the point that I'm going to restate what I told you the day after Kyrie left for Boston, that I have a source very close to Kyrie. And what did I tell you the next day? Kyrie was sick and tired of all the drama, number one. But number two, and equally important, he thought that in year 14, LeBron James had prioritized self-promotion and stats a little bit over winning. That he thought the priority for LeBron at this stage in his career, now that he can't pass Jordan with winning championships, that what he cares most about, self-promotion and piling up stats. And Kyrie is not about that. He wants to go win by himself, and we're going to talk about him later in the show, what he's off to so far, which is a pretty good start. So my point is, I don't get this. This is LeBron James. What has he turned into? The king of internet trolls, the best player on the planet? How do you defend this? Because I'm just not sure you can.
Skip, I can't disagree with a lot of what you said. For me, I wish sometimes athletes could, for a couple of days, be who they really are. Pull back the cover and show the world who we really are, and not, I got to bite my tongue, I can't say this because I know how this is going to be perceived. See, Skip, in today's time, this is the way you trash talk. There was no social media when Jordan played. There was really no social media when I played. So you trash talked on the field, and if you saw the guy somewhere, you would say something. Now this is the way you do it. You do it through the internet. You do it through Instagram. You do it on Twitter. And LeBron is my kindred spirit. You know, sometimes we can be petty reach-straw. That's what we are. We petty. And we like being petty. It's okay, Skip. It's okay. Because guess what?
The best player on the planet is flat out petty?
Yeah.
Why does he need to be petty?
Why not? Why does he have to be buttoned up all the time? Why does he have to do everything by the book?
Because it shows insecurity and weakness and vulnerability.
It shows to me that he's human. See, sometimes we get out, we look at these people as not being human. He's human. LeBron hears and sees everything. And if he doesn't hear to see it for himself, he has someone that hears and sees it. So he's well aware. And it's not coincident, because Cantor, again, oh, you're not the king of New York. That's Porzingis.
It's Enes Kanter.
So?
And what did LeBron say after the game? I can't even speak his name anymore, right?
Yeah.
Don't say his name. You don't need to say his name.
Didn't.
He's Enes Kanter. You're LeBron James.
And we just,
really?
So we just put that little Joker meme thing on that Twitter, and we let him know that
you blew up their hospital. Way to go.
Yeah.
Way to go.
Yeah.
You blew up the lowly Knicks hospital, and you're taking pleasure in that?
Yeah.
You're taking satisfaction?
No, not the
you're
hospital.
Gloating?
No, we won't. We don't.
But it's the effect. It's Madison Square Garden. Yes.
Because that's our new place.
Yeah.
You know, Joe, I mean, some of the greats performed there. Hove, Frank Sinatra, Ali fought there.
Yeah.
And now we'll go King. Old King come there, he drop a couple of 50s, a couple of triple dubs.
But he didn't drop it this time.
He dropped an all-time worthy performance. You saw Spike on the sideline cheering because he thought they were going to win. Up 23. Started the fourth quarter. Up 15. LeBron said, y'all think y'all doing something. Y'all out here. Let me show you. Hey, Kyle, come on. He's a Kyle Korver, Channing Frye, JR. Come on. Let's go and make this run. D-Wade. Come on, let's make this run on.
D-Wade played well in the fourth quarter, too. He had some nice big little plays.
The Cavaliers scored more points in the fourth quarter than any other team thus far in the fourth quarter. They scored 43. If you don't mind me asking, Skip, can you tell the people at home how many points did LeBron James score or assist on of that 43?
What did your researcher say?
Skip, I just asked you. I ain't asked you what my researcher said. I asked you a simple...
I don't know. I didn't do the second level research.
Okay.
How many?
30.
30 out of 43.
Yeah.
Okay.
It kind of reminded me of that game 6. You remember when they was down to San Antonio? They was down by 10.
Don't compare a New York Knicks game to.
I'm just saying the comeback.
Yeah.
But if you notice, Skip.
Yeah.
Last year in the playoffs, the Cavaliers had 2 big playoff come from behind wins. If you notice, there was a guy that's no longer on the team that weren't a part of those. You know that?
Yeah.
That's not an accident.
Okay.
Now, you think it was a shot at Kyrie that LeBron says how nice it is to have, when he gets Isaiah back, he'll have a point.
Can I read that one more time?
Yeah, go ahead.
Just to refresh people's memory. This is LeBron. It's been a while since I've had that clear-cut guy who can get guys involved but also score at the same time.
Yeah.
Shot fired at number 11 of the Boston Celtics, Kyrie Irving.
You're reading things into it.
No, I'm not.
Yes,
Everybody would.
No, why would you do that?
He knows it, and that's why he said it.
No.
He knows everybody's going to be stroking their chin saying, could that be?
Nah, you're like, nah, because LeBron's not like that.
Oh, he's
not.
not?
You know, LeBron sometimes, when he wants you to know it. See, Skip, the thing is, look, if I bump into you, you're like, oh, what's your problem? Or we going round and round, Joe, but if I swing on you, you don't have to ask if I want to fight. You already know what's up. So LeBron ain't tried to do nothing. LeBron just said, look, guys, it's been a while. Isaiah's been out. It's been 5 months, Skip. That's what he means, a long time. 5 months is a long time in basketball because it's been a while since him and Kyrie played together. So it's been a while since he's had that point guard that can score and get other people involved. So that's all he's saying, Skip. Don't read any more into it than that, Joy.
So he's saying that Kyrie Irving has no ability to distribute whatsoever.
He does, Skip.
Yeah.
No, that's not what he said. He says a guy that can score and assist the basketball, a la Russell, a la James Harden, a la John Wall, a la... Should I go on?
Isaiah Thomas? Allah? Allah.
Listen, here's the thing, Skip. Let's be...
Isaiah Thomas?
Okay,
that's where we're going?
Okay, Skip. Let's be all the way 100. Kyrie Irving is a step above offensively of what Isaiah Thomas is. I believe as far as finishing at the rim with either hand, Kyrie Irving, pound for pound, inch for inch, is the best finisher at the rim, maybe in NBA history. His handles are second to none. He can shoot the mid-range. He can shoot the three. He's great at the free throw line. I believe he's a little better offensively than Isaiah Thomas. They're both basically the same guys. Both of those are score first guard. He's talking about he want to lead the team, Skip. He's pretty much on the same. He's averaging like 23 points, about 5 rebounds. Last year, he was 25 and 5. So he's assisting anymore. So what is he leading? What is he doing? He just happened to be the headline guy on a new team. That's all he's doing. His numbers are not increased.
13 and 2.
Okay, Skip, I get that. But I'm trying to, he was 7, 8, or 20 last night, 2 or 5 from 3. They won the game. But his numbers are down a little bit. His assist numbers are where they were over the last couple of years. So I'm trying to figure out.
Just about winning now. He wants to win.
No, he said he wanted to lead, and he wanted to show everybody that what he could really do.
Okay.
He's showing everybody.
Okay, who's the #1 team in defensive efficiency? Did you ask
the
your
Celtics.
researcher?
The Celtics are.
By far.
Yeah.
Who's #2 individually in defensive rating in the NBA? #2 overall in individual rating.
If you don't mind me asking right now, if you take LeBron James and you put him on the Celtics and you put Kyrie on this Cavaliers team, who has the better record?
I'll take what Kyrie is doing.
So you take Kyrie. So ask us. Hold on now. I just want to make sure I'm hearing you correctly.
Do you see the drama queen that this has all become? Do you see what's
not
happening
what I
here?
I ask you a simple question. If you took Kyrie and put him on the Cavs as they're currently constructed, and you took LeBron and put him on the Celtics as currently constructed.
Well, the Celtics would not be 13 and 2. That's my point. There's something that's clicking chemistry-wise with the team. And by the way, I'm going to have to answer my own question. Kyrie Irving is #2 in the entire NBA in individual defensive rating. Kyrie Irving, who had a reputation in Cleveland for couldn't guard, what's your line? A park car with an Uzi.
No,
okay?
he can't.
He can't? How does that happening? Is that just like fictitious stat?
I explained it to you. When a guy's unhappy in one locale, when he goes to another place, what he tries to do, he goes out of his way to try to show people the things that you said I couldn't do, I'm going to show you that I can do.
What if that lasts for a whole year?
No. It needs to last for perpetuity. It needs to last for the rest of his NBA career.
Well,
or in other words, it was a sham. You know about shams.
Well, what I know about the sham is that LeBron James' team in the regular season over its last 60 games, that's a pretty good sample size, is 30-30.
Was Kyrie on
they
that
get
team?
to play in the Eastern Conference. Kyrie was trying not to play on that team because Kyrie was going his separate way, and we saw all kinds of
we saw that in
stories
Game
out of
3.
this, right?
We saw that Game 3 when he missed all 7 of those
He got to the
three-pointers.
point where he wanted nothing to do with LeBron and the rest of this madness,
So,
this lunacy,
I'm happy.
this nightly drama, this chaos.
I'm happy.
He wanted out.
I'm happy for Kyrie. But let me and Bron do what we do. Okay, we troll occasionally. What we try to do is offer people a glimpse that say, you know what, Skip, when I'm on them Rillos and Hen, I'm trying to show people I'm just like them. Yes, I'm on television.
Well, is it possible LeBron at night is Rillos and Hen?
No, he on that Vino.
Oh.
Yeah.
Vino.
Yeah.
You gotta watch that Vino.
He
It's
on that
deadly,
Rothschild.
too. Really?
Yeah, that Bordeaux. You know, I'm talking about that real Bordeaux.
So we're talking about tipsy tweeting?
No.
I'm just asking. I don't know.
He probably sometimes, he in his hotel room, he done called down and say, told the guy, send me up your best baller. They send it up. He just sitting there.
Just sipping?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, let me see, what can I do? What's going on?
What can I do? What
Yeah,
can
he
I-
on Twitter. He got, LeBron, you need to hit your boy up.
What will
Give me
cause
like
the
2
most
million.
chaos on the internet tonight? Maybe if I take a shot.
No, if LeBron would, you know what caused the most chaos?
Yeah.
If LeBron said, hey, I need my followers to follow Shannon Sharpe so I can pass you in one day.
Oh, that's what you're asking
That's
for?
what I would do. I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna have to call Maverick. But Skip, he's showing that he's human. He's showing that, a lot of, Jordan trash talked on the court, so did Larry Bird. But this is the new age. This is the new way we trash talk now, Skip. And so guys are going to put it on Insta, guys are going to go on Twitter, and going to have fun with it. Skip, go with the time. His time is changing.
Would Michael Jordan have been trash talking with a 7-7 record? I don't think so. I think he would have been ashamed. Would Michael have been trash talking or trash tweeting if his team were dead last in defensive rating? Would he? I don't think so, because his team would never be dead last in defensive rating.
Hold on.
What's to take pride in?
We're 14 games into the season, Skip. We got like 58 games to go.
Then what's he bragging about a win in November for then?
God, we ain't bragging. We're not bragging. We just having us a good old time. That Vino is that Bordeaux talking, Joey. Sometimes that hen start talking to your boy, and I start saying all kind of stuff.
You got to be careful, man.
That's what I'm saying, Skip.
And remember, LeBron needs to be a little more careful because he did get busted by that internet model.
I don't believe it. She lied on LeBron.
I don't think she lied.
I
don't
think
think
she
she
did.
did. You just got to be careful. You got to be careful with all this stuff. I don't know. He's getting more and more reckless to me.
He ain't getting reckless, Skip. The man ain't doing it. He having a good old time. Like you be trolling me.
Have I ever trolled you on the internet?
Yo,
Maybe I have. I have.
exactly.
I have. Now that I think about it.
Because
I throw down the gauntlet.
When Dak does something good, I wonder what my partner gonna say about Dak's performance. Somebody's gonna tweet that at me. You know it.
Well, I'm actually trying to promote the show.
No, you tried to troll me. That's what you're trying to do.
Me. I'm not trying to promote me.
No, you
by
tried,
including you.
I'm
actually trying to promote you.
You're trying to troll me.
Yeah. No, I'm not. I'm promoting because you need all the help you can
get.
He's trying to get your followers out.
I'm gonna get him up. LeBron gonna help your boy out.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pass you.
I don't think so. But I was impressed when Joy showed me the Batman video with LeBron's face superimposed. I said, he called it. Huh?
Skip.
He called it because he called
Go with it.
LeBron.
Skip, you need to go with the flow, man.
Yeah.
I mean, it's times are changing. there was a time, Skip, I wasn't even on social media. I said, I'm not gonna do it. And then I got like,
time
change. So I'm on it now, Skip.
I mean, you're all over on it. I mean, you're posting pictures and videos, and I've never seen anything like it. And furthermore, just like LeBron, you are a prisoner of all the responses that you get, the ats, the mentions.
No, I respond to people. I respond to people because, Skip, at the end of the day, and I've told you this, Skip, for me, although I'm on television and, I play professional football, I'm just like a lot of those followers without the Super Bowls and the Hall of Fame and being on TV with you every day, Skip. I'm a lot like them, Skip. Yes, I'll be on that hen in my backyard with the fire pit going. Yeah, Joe, I'm like that.
I don't think he's really like
I
that.
am.
That's okay.
Well,
it's a nice internet character that you have invented for yourself.
This is what I don't do. I don't, open up them Rillos and put something else in there. That's what I don't do.
You don't do that.
Yet.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's a good thing that LeBron is actually really embracing the full troll brand, because trolls communicate in memes.
Yeah.
And they don't bother with facts. There's no quantifiable evidence that LeBron is actually the king of New York, as we discussed yesterday.
No.
I must have missed all the trash talk when Carmelo was there, so there's none of that. And as far as having somebody around that's, can get involved but also score at the same time, I guess Wade doesn't really count.
No.
And for that matter, Isaiah and Kyrie essentially had the same number of average the same number of assists last year.
I guess really, Skip, if I'm Kyrie, I'm not upset. You know who should be upset? Derrick Rose. He's on his team as a point guard.
Oh, Derrick Rose plays basketball still?
Oh yeah.
Wait, he's on the Cavaliers?
I think so.
Oh,
hadn't seen
really?
him in a while.
Oh, I don't know.
I thought he had transitioned right into an assistant.
But don't worry about it though. Don't worry. You just worry about your Celtics. I know you all on the bandwagon. You love Kyrie now.
I love Kyrie. I love Kyrie's bandwagon, have been since Duke. But my bottom line to this discussion is LeBron James is in for a rude awakening if and when Isaiah Thomas ever gets healthy, because that's going to be a shock to LeBron's system.
Ain't gonna be no shock.
Yeah.
Because you know how we do that, Skip.
Isaiah Thomas loves attention almost as much as LeBron. And
he was
there's
so
going to be
excited.
an attention battle going on in Cleveland and a ball battle, because who gets the basketball? There's only one.
Skip. And Isaiah, I love Isaiah. You see him on the sideline, he was so happy,
Got a
energetic.
technical foul.
Yeah.
He contributed. Way to go.
But guess what? when it's all
Gotta get on the court one way or another.
Hey, LeBron said, "Hey, give me that ball. I bring it up."
And
That's what
Isaiah
Kyrie.
looked at him like, huh?
Okay.
You old man.
No.
Huh? Yeah, you will.
You see what he's doing?
I mean,
in year 15?
he should improve the defensive efficiency.
Oh,
right?
yeah, that's true. That's a good
It can't get worse.
Look here. Kyrie playing with Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Marcus Smart, Rozier. All these guys are athletic, 6'6" to 6'8" guys that can cover a lot of ground. Kyrie Irving is not. You can say all that defense. Oh, Skip, that's just like me. If I'm the weakest link on the #1 rated defense, guess what? I'm on the #1 rated defense. Doesn't mean I'm any good at that position.
It looks like he's the strongest link.
No, he's not. No, he's not. So are you saying he plays better defense than Marcus Smart or Jaylen Brown?
No mercy.
This is Shannon Sharpe, and before the show moves along, a quick word about Home Depot and Husky Tools. They say in life there are no guarantees. Well, I'm here to tell you there just might be one exception. In 1924, Husky started making things for people who make things, and they did it with common sense. That meant adding function, never frills, and making tools that stood the test of time. 93 years later, Husky is still making quality-crafted, durable tools, and Husky stands by their hand tools for life, so they gave their hand tools a lifetime warranty. Like the Husky Ratchet, with a 100-position ratcheting design and a 10% longer handle than standard ratchets, or the virtually unbreakable Husky Flashlight with the ability to withstand a 30-foot drop, both guaranteed for a lifetime, built so you won't need it. Now that's a pretty sure thing, and to Husky, that's common sense. Husky, common sense tools since 1924, with hand tools guaranteed for a lifetime, found only at the Home Depot.
No mercy. The Cavs season has been a struggle so far. They're currently 7-7 and 9th place in the East. One anonymous rival executive told Bleacher Report that if the Cavs continue to struggle, they should trade LeBron, Kevin Love, or the Nets draft pick they got in the Kyrie trade. And an anonymous scout added, they could be a team that gets beat early in the playoffs. I think we're seeing the twilight of that group.
Wow.
Heat going around there. We're joined by FS1 NBA analyst Chris Broussard.
Wow.
Chris, how close are the Cavs to having to blow up the roster?
I want to know who this executive is.
Danny Ainge.
Really? right?
Danny Ainge.
I mean, are we serious? Blow it up?
14 games in.
14 games in, you traded your second best player, who's a top 10, 15 player in the league.
Absolutely.
And the guy you got for him is not playing. You're not going to know who you are. You're not even going to come close to knowing who you are until Isaiah's back. That's number one. Derrick Rose and Tristan Thompson are also hurt. That's number two. In 2014, LeBron's first year there, they were also 7-7 and 5-7. So this has happened before. And then last year, as bad as the Cavs look, they looked just as bad last year.
Yeah.
From January 2nd on, they were 25-24. They lost 7 of their last 11 games of the regular season, and then what happened in the playoffs? We saw what happened in the playoffs. So, no way. And that #1 pick, the only circumstance I would consider I wouldn't even do it for Boogie.
You crazy.
I would not do it for Boogie. Because here's the thing. That #1 pick is protection in case LeBron leaves. It could be the next superstar in the league. It could be a Ben Simmons type player in terms of that good. So you have to keep that. Only if LeBron came to me as the front office or the owner and said, I'm staying. Let's build to win this year, and in the future, I'm not going anywhere. You get his name on the dotted line, whatever. That's the only way I would consider trading that #1 pick with a Kevin Love or something. Look, if I could get Boogie for Kevin Love and some other players on the roster or a lesser draft pick, yeah, I would do that. Try to get some rim protection if I couldn't get Boogie, but blow it up, no way. Not close.
I believe that was Danny Ainge saying that. No, they shouldn't be. As long as you got LeBron James, you're not blowing anything up because this guy can get you to where. Because we've seen him take even inferior talent and go a lot farther than what these guys have here. Skip, this is not the same team. They've traded Kyrie. So now you got Derrick Rose, who wasn't there last year. Jay Crowder wasn't there last year. Isaiah Thomas wasn't there last year. They got a lot of guys, a lot of pieces. This is not the team from the last 3 NBA Finals. This is not even close to that team. And as Chris mentioned, Double T is out. Derrick Rose is out. So we got to wait. First of all, they tried to trade Kevin Love, and they got no takers. And he's on a very friendly contract. Skip, he's 26th in the NBA in contract value. Think about it. In the next couple of years, True Holiday, Otto Porter, and Steven Adams will make more than Kevin Love. So his contract is going to be very friendly moving forward. But, here, caveat, nobody wants Kevin Love. Boogie is averaging 24, 28, and 14, and 6. That's more assists than Kyrie Irving. Boogie, unless Boogie's a point guard, he should not be averaging more assists than a point.
You would give up the #1 pick in Love for Boogie. Or, Brooklyn's pick.
Yeah, I would.
The thing is, you better win it now because Boogie's a free agent too. So you could lose your #1 pick next year. Let's say LeBron leaves, Boogie leaves, and you lose the pick too. And chances are, no matter what move you make, this is the thing, no matter who you get for that #1 pick from Brooklyn, you're probably not beating Golden State. No matter who you get. I mean, can you think of a realistic, unless it was Kawhi Leonard or somebody like that?
Well, you know what? I was talking to Bron. Bron is interested in, we might be going to Philly. We might take our talents to Philly.
He should go to,
Philly, San Antonio, or Houston.
New York over L.A., I'd say.
Help me out because
he's already the king,
stay in
so.
the East. He's the king of the city.
I didn't have time to do the research on this. What's Kyrie's record right now? I didn't get a chance.
The Celtics are 13-2.
Oh, the Celtics are 13-2. But
and they won games without him.
They were 2-0 without Kyrie.
They're the best defensive team in all of basketball, and Kyrie is the second best individual player defensive rating-wise in all of basketball. Interesting. The Cleveland Cavaliers are dead last in defense efficiency, and they are now 7-7. And to take your stat a little bit farther, over the last 60 regular season games dating to last year, they're 30-30. That's not a good sign. That's a scary trend to me. Obviously, I need a bigger sample size. I need to get toward this year's trade deadline to see how this starts to evolve. I don't know what Isaiah Thomas is physically. Is he going to be right? He's indicating he will be right.
He's got to be at his best because remember, he's in a contract year.
Okay.
He's never gotten his money that he should get. He's making $7 million.
Well, I can't wait to see the all-time chemistry experiment that trying to fit Isaiah Thomas into this mix is going to create.
Yeah.
Because he's ball dominant and doesn't play a lot of defense, and he's, how tall is he? 5'10"? I don't know. Whatever.
Listed as 5'9".
Yeah. Well, if they list him at 5'9", he's 5'8".
Okay.
At most.
He just might have the biggest heart in the NBA. I give him that, but he likes to have the basketball, and he likes to shoot it when it matters the most. I admire that, but I'm not sure how that fits with LeBron's sort of.
Don't you think that's similar to Kyrie, though?
Yeah, it is. It is. And LeBron will get him easier shots.
Except Kyrie doesn't need the basketball as much.
Well,
not as much. He'll catch it and shoot it. He'll come off picks. He's got a little more of that in his repertoire. But in this case, we keep talking about it. I keep seeing old legs. I don't see old in Tristan yet.
You see old legs in who? LeBron?
No, yeah, but I mean, on defense, I do.
He doesn't put.
He just
doesn't-
can't play
I think
defense like he used
Yeah.
to.
Yeah.
I'm seeing an aging player. He can still dominate games. I don't take anything away from that. But a lot of these players are on the downside. They're on the backside of their careers. And it hurts most on the defensive end.
Yes.
And you've brought it up several times. You've got burnout and boredom going on with this basketball team. And it's hard because they know they're in the Eastern Conference, which is mostly a cakewalk, except now for that looming Boston. But they know what happened last year. They finish the last 46 games, they were 23-23, and it just didn't matter.
Skip, if you don't,
they cakewalked
That's
to the
what, so
final.
you still think the regular season last year and
Plus
this year
there's a trend
what about
going
the
on.
playoffs, though?
It was
when they just
shocking.
ran
They
through
just said, okay, it's time. Here we go. But I'm not sure they're going to be able to do that. By the way, did you see what Toronto did at Houston last night?
Yeah.
I'm starting to think Toronto's a little better than they were. A little better.
Bron, you know what Bron do to Toronto. Skip, this is what I'm having a hard time understanding. You say over the last 60 games, so that means 46 games last year and 14 games this year, correct?
Yeah, 7 and 7. Yeah.
Was Kyrie Irving any part of those 46 games last year, Chris Broussard?
all of them. That's
So in other words, when they finished dead last in deficiency rating, Kyrie Irving was on that team.
Well, this year they're dead last. They weren't dead last
they
last
were
year.
low, though.
But they were
22nd,
23 and 23. What part of that 23 and 23 was Kyrie Irving a part of?
What did I tell you earlier in the show? He didn't want to be part of any of it because he wanted out. And they would. We had quotes, anonymous quote earlier in this year where he went his separate way.
You see what happened? See, this is a case of is that we look at Seattle's defense and they're balling out and they say they have the number one defense, but they got a weak corner. But, they got the number one defense. But what about that corner? And see, that's what Kyrie Irving did. Kyrie Irving has joined a team that was good defensively last year. They're athletic. They're young, athletic guys. All of these guys.
They gave up their best defender in Avery Bradley.
Yeah.
But hold on. So Marcus Smart can't defend.
No, he
Jalen
can't.
Brown can't defend.
Okay, but
Rozier can't defend.
Marcus Smart does not start for that team.
No, but I'm saying, Skip, but he plays. Al Horford is a good rim
He is.
protector.
Yeah.
So you're looking at this team, Aaron Baines. He's a big body. He can protect the rim. So Kyrie Irving gets
They're
the
starting a
funnel.
rookie and a second-year player in that lineup.
Yeah, as great as Kyrie is looking, and I had him as a dark horse MVP candidate going into the season. If they win 60-something, 60-ish, he'll be in the hunt. He'll be right there. But as good as he looks, the guy that's shining the most is Brad Stevens.
Yeah.
I agree.
You said it, with two young guys, I don't care how good Jalen Brown potentially can be defensively. He's still a second-year player, fresh out of 1 year in college.
Tatum.
You rarely see young players like this, and then a point guard who's never been a great defender. To have the best defense in the league, that is incredibly impressive. So I give him credit for that.
Can you tell me something? Kyrie Irving last year averaged about 25 points, about 5 assists, about a steal a game. Can you tell me anything different about him this year besides he's in green?
His numbers were actually better last year.
Yeah.
What I keep
And he
telling
shot
you a
a
number that you keep ignoring. He's second in the NBA in individual defense played. I'll show it to you. You ought to look. Ask your researcher to look that up.
All I'm saying,
It's a fact.
He's ignoring. He shot better from the field.
You can't process that.
He shot better from the three.
It's okay.
Last year.
Yeah.
So the only difference is he's the
difference is 13 and 2.
Okay,
That's the
Skip,
difference.
Skip. Hold on. What were their record last year at this time in Cleveland?
Kyrie is deferring. He's doing whatever it takes to win the basketball game.
So in other words, he's doing what he was unwilling to do in Cleveland. And remember, I said this, a lot of times when you're an athlete and people say you can't do something, what do you do when you go somewhere else? You show everybody what you can. It's kind of like a relationship, Skip. You know, oh, he was selfish. Oh, he wouldn't do this. You get a new relationship. Hey, where you want to go? You don't put your foot down. You whatever. Hey, what you want to?
All right, I got you. But back to the LeBron question. If this trend continues, it's going to be up to that owner who's he's coexisting with LeBron James. So he's going to have to read the tea leaves, and he's going to have to make a gut-level decision to plunge or not plunge. And the plunge would be, he ain't staying anyway. I'm going to trade him at the trade deadline.
You can't trade him. He got a no trade.
Well, if you trade him the right place,
Braun says I'm not.
Agree on
Braun has already said I'm not going anywhere during the season.
Huh?
Yeah, would he? I don't know that he would do that because I don't know that there's a place he would go that he commit to.
Would he commit to the Lakers long term?
No.
I don't think so.
I tell you what we'll do. We'll trade you Kevin Love and a player for Joel Embiid.
And a player? Who? Derrick Rose?
Kevin Love and a player.
Yeah.
Not named LeBron James.
What do you think is a reasonable LeBron James trade?
I have no idea. With the Lakers, they would be better suited if they would just wait it out.
I was gonna say,
and bring
if he would commit to the Lakers, and if I'm the Lakers, I'm like, we're not trading him. We'll just get him in the summer.
If you know you can get him, but if you could trade for him, you guarantee that you're going to get him, but you're going to have to give up a bunch of young.
I wouldn't do it just because I think they could keep those guys and bring LeBron.
I believe had Cleveland known that Kyrie was going to want out, they would have traded him and got Paul George and Carmelo. I think they got blindsided by this Kyrie. There's no way. There's no way.
I'm told they could have got Paul George for Kyrie. There were all types of three-team scenarios, but LeBron wouldn't commit to staying in Cleveland.
Right.
Because Paul George wanted to know, is LeBron going to stay there?
Right.
George was willing to stay this year, obviously, and next year. He wasn't really willing to sign a huge extension. He was willing to go to 2 years, and LeBron still wouldn't commit to Cleveland.
Yeah, we got to leave our
I don't know why not.
Why? Is he loyal, right?
No. LeBron James is
loyal to trying to
Isn't
win
that what the tattoo
championship.
says? So it
loyal
should
to
be like
trying to win the
loyalty to championships.
Well, he utilizes his power.
Yeah.
Who's loyal in the NBA?
I'm okay with it.
Loyal?
I'm okay with it.
Loyal?
To be clear, I'm okay with it. I'm just confused
I
by the
love
branding.
loyalty.
That's all.
I'm the most loyal guy money can buy. I love loyalty.
No mercy. Carson Wentz is the current favorite to win the MVP, according to Bovada. Wentz and the Eagles have won 7 straight and have the best record in the NFL. He also leads the league with 23 touchdown passes heading into Sunday night's showdown with the Cowboys. Tom Brady has the second best odds and has thrown 19 touchdown passes compared to just 2 interceptions this season. Now, Shannon, should Wentz be the favorite?
Yes.
Are you gloating? Or
No. I foretold of this. I told you.
Yeah, you
told you of this.
You didn't.
Told you he was the best quarterback last year, but you didn't want to hear that. You was blinded by your blue and silver, but that's okay. Yeah. You're going to start to see the light. You're about to see green and white.
Yeah, I am. That is true.
Skip, here's the thing. Normally the MVP goes to what? The best player on the best team. Is he not the best player currently playing on the best team in the NFL? His numbers would represent that. They're what, 8-1? Okay, he has 23 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. I don't really, what are we debating here? And sometimes, Skip, in all honesty, I used to vote for this award. And for me, that never happened, but I've heard people say, man, I get tired of voting for the same guy. Not me. If the guy's worthy, I have no problem voting for it. Voted for Tom Brady a number of years. Voted for because I thought he was more than worthy. But I did vote for Aaron Rodgers a couple times.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, a couple times. But Skip, you look at his numbers on third down. He's number 1 in pass yards, attempts 9.3. Number 1 at converting 3rd and 10, and number 1 in pass touchdowns on third down. What's not to like, Skip? I mean, what more can you ask for your quarterback? You ask for your quarterback to come in. We need you to be great. Because when you trade up all that, Skip, there's no margin for error. And his head coach already went out there on a limb. So he got a little Brett Favre, a little Peyton Manning, and a little Jim Kelly.
So you're buying.
I can see it.
Last year you ridiculed that statement. Now you're buying into it.
No, Skip. I was like, Doug, what are you talking about?
I get it.
And the more I watch him, I'm like, okay. I like the way you command things like Peyton Manning. I see the run around, the improvisational skill like a Brett. I see some of that. And the toughness and the grit. Old Jim Kelly, old Pittsburgh boys, they real tough. Old Jim Kelly from Pittsburgh. He real. Old Pennsylvania. Ooh, Jim Kelly. Jim, good people.
Yeah.
Strong. Overcome Kelly strong.
Well, you realize Pennsylvania is from North Dakota.
No. I'm just saying. His coach said he had some of that in him. The toughness of those them Western PA boys. You know something about that. Yeah. So, Skip.
The girls are pretty tough too.
Yeah, they only grew. For their side, they're very tough. Skip, but at the end of the day, in all seriousness, it's hard for me to believe that he wouldn't be in the lead at this point. Halfway through the season, I believe he's the MVP. Given the fact of what he's done, throwing the football, the way this offense is looking, and his team currently has the best record in the NFL, it's hard for me to believe that someone else would be the MVP.
Okay. So before I answer Joy's question, I want to, from my heart, congratulate the Eagles fans out there because it is over.
No.
Just
Skip, don't
won
do that, Skip.
the NFC East.
Skip, don't
Way
do
to
that.
go. Congratulations. No. Fly, Eagles.
No,
fly.
Just
turn
your head.
No,
Put your hand over your ears.
Sometimes things are meant to be and not meant to be, and this year's Dallas team was not meant
Why
to
not?
be. And here it comes with the big Titanic clash at Jerry World on Sunday Night Football. And there's no Sean Lee, and there's no Ty Smith. And
Ty Smith will be back, I thought you said.
I don't think he's going to be back. They're iffy. It's 50-50. It's going to be game time decision. I don't know if he's going to be back. But there's obviously no Ezekiel Elliott. So right on schedule, the planets again align for Pennsylvania and for the Philadelphia Eagles, and it just feels meant to be. Like everything's gone right for them.
Like last year for the Cowboys?
Well, until the playoff game, yeah.
Oh, but the planets did align. The stars did align.
11 in a row.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And a lot of it, the injury gods decide the NFL season. You know this, and I know this, right?
Yeah.
And right now, the injury gods are screaming, Eagles, Eagles, Eagles. It's theirs. They got it. They're going to win the East, and they're going to have probably home field advantage throughout the playoffs. So I want to congratulate them right now. What's our date? I always forget what day it is.
15th of November.
On the 15th of November, it's over.
Well, how about this here, Skip? If you come in here on Monday gloating.
I won't say
No, stop.
How can I gloat?
Let me finish.
This is going to be a rout.
Let me finish.
I told you what's going to happen.
If you come in here on Monday and talk about the Cowboys are back in this thing, if they beat the Eagles, I'm going to be highly upset at you.
I just react to what my eyes see, and my eyes see disaster looming. That's what I see on Sunday night. You know it, and I know it.
I don't know anything. Skip, this is a rivalry game. You know, you throw the records out the window.
It's not that much of a rivalry.
Yes, it is.
The Redskins is a rivalry. This is just a division game between two teams that don't like each other.
Well,
but it's not a rivalry.
They play in the same division. They've been playing the same division since 1960.
So, back to the question. I congratulate Carson Wentz on what he's done to date. His planets have definitely aligned around him.
Oh, he's only going to get better.
But you'd made a statement to me in your answer, your soliloquy that you delivered about Wentz in a lifetime, that you have voted before for Tom Brady when he is worthy of the award. So I assume you're telling me that right here, right now, Tom Brady is not worthy of this award.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying right now, if I was still voting and I had to cast my vote, I would cast my vote for Carson Wentz. His team has a better record, and he has more touchdowns. He's the best player on the best team. I'm not saying Tom Brady. Tom Brady's worthy. Jared Goff is going to be worthy. Drew Brees is worthy. But right now,
okay, so you're telling me best player on best team, yet almost every media outlet puts out a power ranking because it becomes more of an eye test.
Yes.
So right now, what do your eyes tell you about the New England Patriots and their quarterback? Is that not the best team with the best quarterback?
Well, I haven't seen the Eagles play in 2 weeks. Last time I saw him play, it's hard. Hey, y'all beat the Broncos 41-10 or 41 or whatever. They hung 51 and called the dogs off.
Okay. Well, that was a lame sidestep, but I'm going to give it to you. So I'm back to Tom Brady. On degree of difficulty this football season to date, Tom Brady's degree of difficulty is a mountain higher than Carson Wentz's because I'm going to remind you, for the first 4 games, New England's defense, coached by Bill Belichick, gave up an historic amount of yards. Historic. No one had ever given up that many yards through 4 games as the New England Patriots did.
Okay.
So wouldn't that be degree of difficulty for the quarterback to overcome? And meanwhile, the cloud hanging over that 4-game disaster on defense was Tom Brady on the hottest seat a quarterback has ever sat on, especially late in his career, because you and I both agreed the coach is looking for the smallest little hint of age or decline in the 40-year-old Tom Brady so that he can hang on to and go forward with Jimmy G into the future. Okay. And he's looking and he's watching and he's waiting. Just a hint. Give me a hint. Right. Saw no hints. And the trade deadline hits him right between the eyes. And Bill Belichick said the day after, I hung on as long as I could. Right. And I think he meant waiting for Brady to show me some decline, and he showed him no decline.
Or Jimmy to sign this contract, contract that's incentive laden that we will be able to bridge.
Live with.
Right, and Jimmy nah.
You can't condemn him for that.
No.
So all of a sudden, Tom Brady won a stare down with Bill Belichick, and that was the overhang this season of degree of difficulty for Tom Brady. And I didn't even mention that in training camp, he lost his favorite receiver. It might be his all-time favorite target in Julian Edelman because they have a wavelength unlike, I think, any wavelength Tom has ever had with any other receiver.
Him and West weren't bad
They
with
were
those
pretty good,
500
but
yards.
he loves him some little jewels. He does. And all of a sudden, you took away the security blanket of the option route underneath to that guy who was right in sync with your way of thinking. He could see it and feel it just as you did before anybody else could. He's gone in training camp. Malcolm Mitchell, you said yesterday, was a factor in the Super Bowl. He's been gone the whole year. Gronk in and out of the lineup, and Dwayne Allen, their big signee in free agency at tight end, bust. Finally caught a ball the other night for a touchdown.
We're 9 games into the season. He got one catch, one touchdown.
Amendola's missed some time. Now Chris Hogan might miss a whole lot of time. And Tom Brady had to try to figure it out to blend in a Brandon Cooks and a Philip Dorsett. The degree of difficulty is through the roof. And yet, he still has them with just 2 losses, and he still has 19 touchdowns to only 2 interceptions, and his QBR is close. He's just a tick behind. He's 1 notch behind, 72-73, Carson Wentz, who's had a sensational first part of the year.
Okay, so that should be the quality. Because you lean heavily on QBR. So he's behind my guy in QBR, touchdown passes, and win-loss record.
Okay,
How do you put him
now we get to running back. It has been a revolving door at Patriot running back of Gillislee for a while, then he's banged up, and then Burkhead for a while, and he's banged up, and now it's Dion Lewis. He's about 5'8" and 190 pounds.
The one that ran the kickoff back?
But he's your running back. He's your featured eye back, so to speak.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So that's what you're working with. And all of a sudden, of late, Rex Burkhead has become one of your favorite targets. Rex Burkhead? I feel like they could have a raffle up in Foxborough before a game and just pick some guy randomly out of the stands, and Brady would figure out how to get him 5 balls for 50 yards in the game, because that's what he's basically doing.
Right.
He's doing it with man on the street. Rex Burkhead?
But Skip,
really?
Skip, that's their offense. They really, with the exception of Corey Dillon, have they ever had a really Pro Bowl featured back? No, they have not. And so Tom has been doing this. Skip, this young man, if you look at the leap that he's made from his rookie year, he has the most completions by a rookie. He had the 2nd most attempts. He and Andrew Luck are the only 2 rookies to ever throw over 600 passes in their rookie season. And we see him come back because Dak. I kept telling you. I saw this.
You did not.
I saw this.
Yeah.
I see.
You saw Adrian Claiborne 6 sacks. You predicted it last Friday. I got to give it up.
He's healthy.
Yeah.
Skip, no, nobody saw 6 sacks. But it's amazing when a guy's healthy and he feels he can go full speed and don't have to worry about anything. Ankle's not bad, my knee, my back. No.
He's not even a starter for the Atlanta Falcons. I wasn't even aware he was on the team.
We're not talking about Claiborne. I'm talking about Pennsylvania. He's a Wentz at a lifetime player. Okay. Anytime, Skip, there's one thing to believe that a guy, you know what? I believe this is the guy that can take us where we need to go. So we need to move all this in order to get him. It's another thing to have something fall into your lap. I mean, that's something entirely different. Tom Brady fell into the New England Patriots' lap. They didn't trade up. Bill Belichick didn't know what he had. If he knew what he had, he'd have moved up and got him in the 1st round. They knew this guy could be good because they moved heaven and earth to go get him.
They did. I give it up. I congratulate them for that. But he hasn't had a better year than Tom Brady has. Again, he's more likable than Tom Brady.
No, he's not.
He generates less hate than Tom Brady because he's a new guy.
Hold on,
Everybody's embracing the newcomer.
The man got Ugg's commercial. Aston Martin just built 12 cars at about $360,000 each. 12 of them.
Is Tom Brady not the most loved and hated athlete in the world?
What about the world? No, LeBron is.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
People don't hate LeBron James.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
Show me somebody outside of this table.
Put this on mirror so he can look at that. Huh? Put that on mirror so you can look at that.
I see one guy.
Yeah, you.
And sometimes a little bit of joy. Just a little bit.
You.
Little objectivity.
Skip, look, Skip, I'm not saying, look, it's right.
Seriously? You don't think Tom Brady is despised by legions of NFL fans?
When you're great, of course you're going to be loved and despised. That's the way it works.
Resented?
Yes, and it should be that way. I'm disappointed. If I didn't get booed they don't boo bad players. I've been ticked off.
Well, the home team does. But.
Yeah, but hey, I used to go to New England. They used to like, hey, Sharpe, you suck. Yeah, I like it.
So, using your formula from our first debate of the day, what if we flipped the script and we sent Winsylvania up to Foxborough and you put him on the Patriots this year? What would their record be?
Same thing.
It'd be a disaster.
Because I saw Matt Castle do it.
It'd be a disaster.
I saw Jimmy G and Jacoby Brissett.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you. With Coach Belichick, I'm just telling you, old Coach Belichick.
Yeah.
Old Coach Belichick, good.
But they didn't have an historically bad defense to overcome game after game after game.
Give me Coach. I tell you what I'll do, Skip, baby. This is what I'm willing to do for you, because I like you, Skip.
Yeah.
You give me Coach Belichick and any other starting quarterback, I'm good.
Any other starting
Any
quarterback?
other. No, I don't. No, there's a few I don't want.
Jay Cutler.
But no, you have him. There are a couple of them in Denver.
Coach
a couple of
Belichick
Buffalo.
would do wonders with Jay Cutler.
Man, anyway, Coach Belichick can hang his foot in Jay Cutler, all that moping on the sideline. Coach Belichick said,
Well, they have like the same demeanor.
no, but Coach.
That is true. They're all
Here,
stone-faced.
the difference between Tom Brady carries. Tom Brady, and he shows you that he cares. And so if he's gonna get excited when things go good, but when things are going bad, he ain't gonna like, well, hey, I got $30 million, I got a model wife, I'm good. Nah, bro, we gonna get this right out here. But Coach Belichick, give me Coach Belichick. As a matter of fact, now that you mentioned it, bring to my attention, I just went up 5% more on Coach Belichick. He's 70% responsible for what's going on in New England. Now you keep on.
You know what? That's called Brady hate. That's what that's called. Yes.
I wish Carson. You know what? Don't worry about it.
Now he's Carson?
No, Carson Wentz gonna win this MVP.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? There are a few games left.
I know it is.
But it's over in the East.
No mercy. Drew Brees and the 7-2 Saints are the surprise story of the NFL. They've won 7 straight, and although he'll be 39 in January, Brees is still playing at a high level. Brees is currently in the final year of his contract, but has no plans on leaving New Orleans. Let's take a listen.
I'll handle 2018 when 2018 gets here. But right now I'm in the moment, man. I'm in 2017. And we're trying to get a little bit better each and every week. I feel like we've got a great opportunity ahead of us. I don't plan on leaving New Orleans ever, So we'll hopefully, I know all that stuff takes care of itself when it's supposed to. I've not approached them about any contract. I mean, we just have a great understanding here. Listen, we're going to go through this season and then we'll revisit it in the off season. But for right now, I'm in the moment.
Shannon, how many more years will Brees play at a high level?
Skip, the thing that he has on his side is that he's suffered no significant injury since he had that terrible injury in San Diego. So ever since he's been in New Orleans, he's missed no time due to injury. And because he has no injury history other than that one he suffered, I like his chances. And moving forward, if he doesn't suffer any injury this year, I realistically see he can play 2 more years, possibly 3. But as you get older, Skip, you need better pieces, more pieces around you, a la Peyton Manning.
Yep.
Skip, when I tell you this stat, you're going to be like, oh, my goodness. Only one time, you're going to say, oh, my God.
Maybe I already know it,
no,
but go ahead.
No, you don't know this one, because I had to dig real deep. Only one time since he's been in New Orleans, he's finished outside the top 5 in passing. You know what year that was? In 2009, they won the Super Bowl. He's outside of that right now. Here's the question that Drew Brees is going to have to ask himself moving forward. And I know he says he doesn't want to leave. He's not going to leave New Orleans.
Yep.
Joe Montana didn't think he was leaving San Francisco. Skip, you covered the Cowboys. You think Emmett thought he was going to have to leave Dallas?
No.
Exactly. Sometimes things don't go the way we plan. But here's the question that I have for Mr. Brees. Could you see yourself playing in New Orleans for 80% of the market value? Because those are the questions you have to ask yourself. Because if they pay you market value, they're not going to be able to keep all these pieces around you. And that's what you want. Do you want to win, or do you want maximum cap dollars? Those are the questions that you really have to ask. Tom Brady, they can do all this thing in New England because Tom Brady has never gotten market value. And he's okay with that. Some guys say, well, I want to win. I got no problem with that. If Drew Brees says I want $28 million because I see this guy get $28 million, I got no problem with that. But you have to understand what comes along with that. Because when you make if he gets market value, which is about $28 million a year, Skip, something's got to give.
Okay.
You got to pull from somewhere.
Got it. So I preface everything I'm about to say with we had Drew Brees on the show from the Super Bowl, and I've always liked him very much personally. And I agree with you. His durability is top of the charts. It's almost up there with LeBron James's.
Yes.
Because he did have the torn labrum that required surgery back in San Diego. And then Coach Saban was in charge when he somehow failed his physical in Miami. Remember that?
Medical staff failed him.
Yeah.
But they wanted, Dante Culpepper.
Culpepper, and they got him. Okay? I like Dante Culpepper a lot. He had his time with Randy Moss in Minnesota.
But you notice Coach Saban said he might still be in Miami had they not failed Drew Brees on that physical.
I don't know about that, but anyway. Now I'm going to be coldly objective and dispassionate about a guy I like in Drew Brees. Right now, to your point, he's on pace. He's projected to wind up with 23 touchdown passes this year, which would be the fewest since his first year as a starter in San Diego. Okay? So we're seeing some decline. And if we look at his last 4 years, and my favorite stat, QBR, 2014, he was 75. It's pretty good. Then it drops to 70, 65, and it's currently 62. Now, these are all pretty good QBRs.
Yeah.
But what do you see? You see slowly eroding, right? And you see records. The Saints' records starting in 2014, 7-9, then 7-9, then 7-9, and right now they're 7-2. Why is that? Because Drew Brees told us at the Super Bowl, we got to balance it up. And
the imbalance, now they're running.
Well, now that they're about to go the other way.
Exactly.
But they are for the whole year. Is he thrown all the passes? I don't know. But they have 300 pass attempts, 276 rushing attempts. And up at Buffalo this past Sunday, a game that they won going away 47-10, he threw it 25 times. They ran it 48 times, including 24 straight runs at Buffalo. It's not Saints-like, right? No. But again, your quarterback is starting to show his age, which is, what is he now,
39.
38, going on 30. He'll be 39 in January.
Correct.
Okay? So he's not quite as old as Brady, but their starts are about even because Brady missed that 1 year.
Right.
So he's starting to show some decline in ability at age 38, going on 39. And Tom Brady is showing no decline.
No.
Because I can show you Tom's QBRs. If we go back to 2014, it was 76. Then he fell off because they couldn't protect him that next year, 68. But then he went all the way back up last year to 79, and now he's 72. So I'm seeing him just stay at the highest level. Yeah. And yet Drew Brees also benefits from a defense that you thought was going to be really bad, and all of a sudden it is tied for 5th in the NFL in points allowed with Seattle and Minnesota, which is pretty high company, right?
Something. Yeah.
Okay.
And think about it, Skip. You said they have 300 pass attempps and 276 to 276 running attempts. Think about how many pass attempts they had in the first 2 games. They might have had 100 pass attempts in those 2 games alone.
When Brady visited down there, it was.
And so this is the thing, because if you look at it in 2014, 15, 16, he's averaging about 4,800 pass yards. Last year, 5,200.
Yep.
79. Now they're running the ball more, requiring Drew Brees to do less, and they're winning. So that's the question. Because they're going to look and say, hold on now, Drew. We understand when we were throwing for 5,040 touchdowns, we had no problem. Right now, I don't see how we justify giving you $28, $30 million per year when you're going to be around 25,
that is
and
correct.
we're the most dominant run team in football.
Okay, and let's compare him to that guy up in Foxborough, because lifetime in the playoffs, Drew Brees is 6-5, and that includes that 3-0 run to the Super Bowl.
Correct.
And Tom Brady lifetime is 25-9. 6-5 versus 25-9, and obviously Drew Brees broke through and won 1 Super Bowl, and Tom Brady's won.
Right. Well, Skip, look, if you compare any quarterback, Joe Montana's a failure compared to Tom Brady.
But the reason I bring it up is Tom Brady continues to take hometown discounts, and Drew Brees is still saying, "Hey, I'm worth this, man. I'm worth."
Skip.
Matt Stafford money.
And it's hard to argue that. And I don't begrudge a guy saying, hey, look, all you can do, look. I mean, we see, commissioners asking for $50 million guaranteed and a lifetime of private jet and lifetime health care benefit. All they can do, what's the worst thing they can do, Skip? No. But what happens if they say, for real? So Drew Brees and his representative, I think it's Tom Condon, I think that's his representative, they go in there, hey, this is what Drew wants.
I know, but the worst thing they could say is, see you later, right?
Denver. I got $40. I got $40 on it.
Okay.
I got $40. I'll pick him up at the airport, Skip.
Would you?
Yeah. I have to miss a day, Skip. To get Drew Brees,
You could sell off some of your shoe collection.
No. Hold on. It took me too long to get that, Skip.
Okay.
You like my shoe collection, huh?
I'm impressed, man.
Oh, are you? All right, I'm bringing that 5 back out. I got some more stuff. I got that real stuff, Joy.
You have a problem.
Yeah.
I ain't got no problem.
You've already admitted to me privately
Okay,
you have a
I
problem.
do. But I don't buy no more shoes, Skip.
Okay.
I don't buy no less.
All right. So the point is, the New Orleans Saints have missed the playoffs 3 straight years, and they've missed the playoffs 4 of the last 5, which isn't exactly Brady-esque.
Right.
So let's be real about this.
Yeah.
Really?
Really? And that's the thing, though, Skip,
Okay.
is that you're going to have to sacrifice some of your numbers because you're not – see, him throwing for a ton of yards is not equated to them winning because we've seen him throw for 4,800, 79, 4,800, 79, 5,200, 79. So him throwing for a ton of yards, him throwing for 40-plus touchdowns doesn't necessarily equate to wins. So how we quantify it, how, Skip, at least Brady can say, yeah, I'm still throwing for 4,000 yards. I'm still throwing for the mid-30, low 40 touchdowns, and we're winning. So if Brady went to New England, if he went to Mr. Kraft and said, Mr. Kraft, I need you to pay me for the next 2-3 years. I need you to give me $35 million. He should write him a check. Oh, here you go, Tom.
Okay.
But Drew can't say that, Skip, because him throwing for big numbers doesn't equate to wins.
It does not. Nope, it does not. But yet, I give him high marks for durability. Do I think Drew Brees could stay healthy until he's 45 playing quarterback? I do. He's figured that part out. But the problem is he's about 6 feet-ish tall, somewhere in 6 feet. Tom Brady's 6'4". Yeah. So his degree of difficulty is a little harder because he can't see. And as his skills start to erode even slightly, he starts to struggle more than Brady has struggled at age 40.
Let me tell you what football teams do, Skip, as you start to get older. Can you make those same plays that you made in your prime for 50% of market value?
Yep.
That's what they ask you. Because when I went back to Denver, they're like, hey, we know you can do it. Can you still get to another Pro Bowl or catch 60, 70 balls? But we're going to pay you a third of what you used to make.
And you said what?
Yeah! I wanted to go back. I didn't want to learn another system, Skip.
Okay.
And I know it's cliche-ish, but I knew the system. I had heard West Coast and 2-jet flanker drive and bingo pick and 70 protection and 2-jet Detroit. I knew everything. Skip, I didn't want to go learn another system. And I was going back to Denver. Mike, hey, in training camp, I'm going to take care of you. You have one. Hold on. We were ready.
Tell us you mailed it in?
No, I didn't mail it in. I gave it to him. Skip, 214. Ask Tony that I mailed it in. Cooked it. San Diego cooked it. Hey, Skip, in year 14.
So you took a little bit of a hometown discount so that you could be a beloved Bronco and finish as a beloved Bronco,
Look, they had already told me, Mike had already told me, Shannon, you're not going to catch the 70, 80 balls you did in your prime. Okay, you're going to practice once a day in training camp, and occasionally if you want to take a day off during the season, during practice during the week, okay, well.
You should have made them agree to retire your jersey after that too for taking the discount.
I wasn't thinking about that though. I need to call something. Who I need to call?
Well, you make a call on your behalf.
Who is that kid who fumbled that punt? Who's 84?
Isaiah McKenzie.
What's he doing?
And everybody.
Maybe that's who you need to call.
No, take it off.
Give him some tips.
No. I'm gonna call Flip. Because Flip gave it to him, the equipment manager. He gave him my jersey.
And he probably relished giving it to him.
No, he ain't relished.
Yeah.
No, me and Flip cool.
No mercy. The latest college football playoff rankings were released last night, and Alabama moved up to number 1 following Georgia's loss. The tide are followed by Clemson, Miami, and Oklahoma in the top 4. Sitting at number 5 is undefeated Wisconsin. They'll host Michigan Saturday on Fox. We're joined now by Joel Klatt, who will call that game with Gus Johnson.
That's
Welcome,
right.
Joel.
Good to be here.
Do you have any problem with the rankings?
Yeah, it's bordering. Yeah, I do, because it's bordering on completely untrustworthy, and that's a little scary for someone that loves the sport, lives and breathes the sport, and wants to give the kids credit for the way that they play on the field, because this committee right now is laughable with the inconsistencies that they're giving us from a week-to-week basis. And the only way that you earn trust is through consistency of behavior. And we've seen zero consistency of behavior from this committee. And right now, it's looking like we're going to have a mess on our hands at the end of the year based on the way teams are playing, the way teams are getting upset. We could have all sorts of possible scenarios where 8, 9, 10 teams think that they've got a claim for the college football playoff. See, every year previous to this, it's worked out for the committee. It's kind of obvious, right, who the 4 teams are. Maybe with the situation last year being a little bit of an anomaly with a 2-loss Penn State winning the conference, Ohio State goes, so on and so forth. But in order to have faith in this playoff, if there is a mess of 9 teams at the end, you've got to trust the committee. What have they done that has earned anybody's trust? Because right now I just see inconsistencies. I see straight entertainment benefit. Clemson at 2 ahead of Miami and Oklahoma is laughable.
Yep.
Absolutely laughable. If you line up the resumes, they're not even all that close. Clemson only has 2 top 15 wins. Oklahoma's got 3. Oklahoma did 2 of those on the road. By the way, all 3 of those wins by 10 or more points. By the way, if you want to say Kelly Bryant was hurt in the loss to Syracuse, by the way, a 4-6 Syracuse team with only 2 ACC wins, then don't you have to take into consideration that CeeDee Lamb, Abdul Adams, Devontae Lampkin, Stephen Parker all left the Iowa State game for Oklahoma.
They did.
All starters.
Yep.
And they didn't have Neville Gallimore, their starting defensive tackle. All of those guys are back. They're playing much better. This committee is frustrating, to say the least. And the biggest problem I have right now is that they are not trustworthy. And they're supposed to be 13 of the most integrous people in the sport and in college football, and they're not earning that title right now. And it looks like it could be a complete mess at the end of this thing.
Wow.
I agree.
Joe Klett speaks out.
I agree everything you just said. And the problem that I have is that you got Clemson at 2. Okay? And I heard the guy talking last night because Skip, I wanted to hear his rationale. He says Clemson's win over Auburn. Okay, now you heap praise on Clemson for beating Auburn, but you punish Georgia for losing to Auburn. Now, is Auburn good or they're not good? That's what I need to know. Because you dropped Georgia from 1 to 7, losing to Auburn, but you heap praise on Clemson for beating Auburn. How does Clemson get to be number 2 after that? Oklahoma at worst should be number 2. You look at their resume. Oklahoma State, TCU, and Ohio State.
You're preaching to the
And they're 4th? Miami should be 3rd. How Clemson got to be number 2?
I don't know.
I still don't know.
I don't know.
What's bothering me, Skip? I don't know how it's going to happen, but somehow I got a feeling, and I hate having this feeling. Ohio State going to find their way to get back in this thing.
You're starting to hear that, aren't you? Those whispers.
Man! How you lose 2 games, Skip, and find yourself? What's going to be interesting, Skip? Let's just say for the sake of argument, there's a possibility Auburn and Alabama play. Auburn could beat Alabama in Auburn. They go to the SEC title, they win. You got a 12-1 Alabama team sitting there, and you're going to have a 2-loss team that wins the conference title.
Same situation as last year, and they took Ohio State over Penn State.
They did.
So, and now the resume for Alabama is going to really hurt them. If they lose at 11-1 in the regular season and don't go to the title game, their resume will really hurt them at that point. It won't be nearly what Ohio State's was, because remember, Ohio State had that win over Oklahoma in the non-conference a year ago, but it'll be interesting.
Oklahoma is clearly better than Clemson, period, end of story. I'm still not exactly sure what to do with the U, but the U just tramped all over. Oh. They embarrassed Notre Dame. Way to go.
Thanks. I was there.
Yeah. And
exciting, right?
Yet it was as home a victory as you can get, because that place was crazy. And I do want to see them go away, or even play Virginia at noon, where you can't get that kind of crazy crowd going. But I do want to see them go to Pittsburgh and just see how they play, and I want to see them play on the road in the ACC title game. Somebody's going to get eliminated there, and who knows? Maybe it's going to be Clemson. Maybe they'll just get eliminated.
Or maybe they don't.
Well,
I mean, right?
Okay.
If
All
Miami...
right, maybe they don't. But I'm a big eye test guy.
Sure.
And as much as I loved the 38 points that my Sooners put on TCU, a team that was allowing 14 a game, they put 38 on them by halftime. That was the most impressive single thing I saw in a half. But I also started watching Auburn play Georgia, and I could not take my eyes off it, because Auburn has arrived as a force. And maybe they weren't quite there when they played Clemson earlier this year, and they lost 14-6 at Clemson. But Auburn is a force. And right here, right now, with the injuries St. Nick has suffered on defense, especially at linebacker, it looked to me, after I watched Alabama play Mississippi State and struggle with Mississippi State, and that quarterback pulled that one out of the fire. Jalen Hurts was really good late.
He was great in the fourth quarter.
He impressed me.
Yeah.
but Auburn looked like the better team now, and it takes a while. Teams sort of come alive. This Auburn team is a force on the plains, and that game is at Auburn.
Correct.
And I just think they're better than Alabama right now, and that's going to throw a big monkey wrench into this whole.
It absolutely will.
And in particular, when you take a look at Alabama historically, what they've done in the run defense has been fantastic, right? Well, they gave up 170-plus yards last week and 3 rushing touchdowns. You know, that's the most rushing touchdowns that Nick Saban's ever given up at Alabama. That's pretty incredible.
Auburn
because of who's on their schedule coming up. Auburn, guys, point blank period. No team in the top 10 matches up well with Oklahoma and Auburn because they can play offense. You know, the other teams, there's big question marks surrounding their offenses, whether they can play consistency, throw the ball consistently. Kelly Bryant has been average at best in the last 7 games for
as
Clemson.
you know, Jared Stidham came from Baylor, where he was in a pass-happy offense.
That's right.
And they finally figured out how to blend him into the run game, which is dominating at Auburn, but he can throw it.
Yes.
Like he can really throw it on cue when you need him to.
And I will tell you this. If this committee was waiting for Oklahoma to embarrass TCU, then they had something different coming, because what they failed to realize was that that's likely a rematch in the Big 12 championship game. Lincoln Riley put that offense in park. I mean, borderline reverse, in the second half. They could have scored 55 points fairly easily, you know, but he didn't want to exploit a lot of the matchups.
I felt for you because you had to sort of just talk through the second half,
which is
because
fine.
it was a little slow to watch. It got a little tedious after a while because they just shut it down.
They were methodical. They were using the entire play clock on almost every single snap. So this is where I'm going to bring all this back to the committee. Are they watching? Because quite frankly, right now, I don't trust you, 13 people. I don't trust you right now with the rankings that you've been giving us. It's totally inconsistent, and you should do better than that. One of the reasons why is because an athlete, in order to reach a destination, needs to know what the destination is. And if you're changing it every 2 seconds, you're never going to reach that destination. It just doesn't make any sense.
And I like Auburn. Auburn, the demolition that they did on Georgia, but I don't see how they get ranked ahead of Georgia with 1 loss. It's almost like they're punishing Georgia now because Notre Dame got blown out by Miami.
Yeah,
so now that Notre Dame win doesn't look impressive. And so you beat Notre Dame, and everybody's like, they went on the road and beat Notre Dame. Notre Dame's in the college playoff right now as we speak. But this Auburn, look, the Iron Bowl is going to tell a lot. You throw the records out because even when Alabama was very good, Auburn gave them fits. And when Auburn was very good and Alabama wasn't very good, Alabama gave them fits. So you throw that out. This is going to be very, very interesting to see if Alabama wins that game, we got no problem. Alabama can go to the SEC title game and lose. They're going to the playoffs.
Maybe. I will tell you this real quick. All of a sudden, head-to-head matters with Auburn and Georgia with not similar records.
Right.
And it doesn't matter for Washington State and USC back in the 10 to 15 range.
Right.
Like, what are we doing in that room? Are you guys just enjoying room service? Like, is this just a paid vacation to Dallas? What are we doing? Start ranking the teams accurately. Come on.
Woo!
Yeah, get up,
Go! Get him! Love it.
Like it,
Longer
Joel.
than St. Nick, but you know what it's all said and done.
He's got a stinker going on down there.
If the Alabama,
better watch out for
Alabama Invitational. Have you ever had one of those without Alabama in it? Have you ever had one of those without Alabama?
The Auburn Tigers are about to have a big say in this.
Yeah, they are.
You know it.
Yeah, they
you
are.
know what's coming.
Now you know St. Nick will have them ready to play.
Ain't Nick is coming.
St. Nick will have them ready to play.
Yeah.
No mercy. Thanks for listening to the Undisputed Podcast. I'm Joy Taylor. We're back at the same time tomorrow morning, 9:30 Eastern. We'll see you then.
Fox Sports 1 of 1.